Good afternoon. We want to welcome you to the grand opening of the Hunter Strain Laboratories at Angelo State. We're delighted you are joining us today for the opening of a state-of-the-art facility supporting a successful new academic endeavor of civil engineering at Angelo State. Today we celebrate a new era, an era that allows us to partner with industry, educate students in an academic field that promises pathways with great demand for graduates and will impact for many generations to come. Today, we also celebrate another era as we dedicate the life and legacy of Mr. Hunter Strain for his decades of contributions to the civil engineering industry and our great community that each and every one of us benefit from.
A little more than 2 years ago that I was actually just going through websites and thinking about what we should do and here at Angelo State to enhance our program and offerings and everything. And really, I just started looking at other universities that are about our size and that they too had engineering, or were going to try to have engineering. I actually talked to the Department of Physics, and the first thing we were going to have was, I thought we would have would be mechanical engineering. But we brought in a consultant from Midwestern State University, and quite frankly, he's started to work here now. But he was pushing for mechanical engineering. But I'll tell you, the divine intervention, or the one who made the decision, was our Department of Physics and Geosciences. We talked to them as well as the Department of Mathematics. Obviously, they're well closely related to engineering, and they said we should do civil. And so that's why we have civil engineering today. But as Jamie was talking about, I went to this benefactor, and someone I know somewhat, and I explained to him what we needed here in order to get started. And he said, well, how much do you want from me? I said, well, all of it. And I was quite surprised. He said, you know, I think we'll do that. I think we'll do that. We need that here in San Angelo. We need to give the opportunity, especially to students who can't do for themselves or go to another large school in another large town far away. They need to live at home in order to be able to afford college education. And he said, I want to help you. And I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. If you'll give us that money, I won't spend a dime until we get it approved by the coordinating board. That's where the help came in from the system office, the Chancellor, Vice Chancellor John Opperman, as well as the help of Drew Darby and Senator Perry, and convincing the state of Texas and the coordinating board that we need civil engineering in West Texas. I don't like to lose. I don't like to lose, and I love this school. And so that's why I think this takes us to a new level. And I can assure you we haven't stopped. And when the trumpet sounds, our feet won't stand still. We're going to have mechanical engineering, and we'll follow up that with other curriculum. But we did it not only for West Texas, we did it for the students here at Angelo State because we care. Before I came back to work at the university, I worked at the Mohair Council downtown, Central National Bank. And I was on the 4th floor, and across the hall was Hunter Strain. And we became really good friends. I didn't know him that well until I moved in, and but we would visit very often for several years there. And I'll never forget one day, because I was waiting for a very important person to arrive, and he knocked on my door and he said, Brian, some girl out here in the hallway is looking for you, and it was Governor Richards. She thought it was funny too. Thank goodness. But Hunter was a great guy. I mean, just look at the tribute on that wall outside. He loved San Angelo. He loved West Texas. Of course, Mary Louise, we love you and your entire family, and we want to thank you. But it's a great tribute to a guy who put a lot of blood and sweat and tears on these highways here in West Texas.
This is a milestone for this institution. having engineering, and I think this thing has been wildly successful. I think even past Brian's expectations as we begin this journey. And I want to give all the credit to these guys here because they have the vision and the dream, and they fought to get it done, and they have. And so it's a great thing for Angelo State. I always say this, and Angelo State is probably one of the best examples of how philanthropy really has made a difference. I talk a lot about the Texas legislature. You know, the Texas legislature has always been, I think, very good about providing core funding for institutions to be successful. You have to have that core funding. But our institutions reach excellence through philanthropy. You think about the Carr Scholarship. You think about all of the donors that made this building and this program possible. That's what makes the difference, and that's what elevates institutions to excellence. And so I want to congratulate you and your support for this great institution because you are making it excellent. And I'm real proud that this is a part of the Texas Tech University system. Brian, thank you and your team for all you've done.
Great to be with you this afternoon. I started to say, everybody raise your hand who does not work at the school. Because I think, man, a crowd like this on a Tuesday afternoon to do a ribbon cutting on an important building, why are all these people here? Well, they're here because of Angelo State University and what it means to the community, the city, and everything else. I've been blessed to represent Tom Green County, San Angelo for 12 and a half years now. I've grown to know the impact and the love of Goodfield Air Force Base that San Angelo has. I mean, it's a symbiotic relationship. You guys love the kids that are out there, the folks. It's a big deal, obviously, economically, but there's a genuine love for that student. It is surpassed, though, for the love of this institution that I see represented every day. The folks who've made their wealth here, built their families, and the wealth that's been created in this. The wealth that's been created and then has chosen to reinvest it back into a community, to a school like this is really impressive. You don't see this very many places. You'll maybe have one family that will endow and that kind of thing, but across this community you see the variety of names that are on buildings that are memorialized by particular gifts and others. You've got anonymous gifts like today's that represent a significant investment in the future. You know, that old saying, all of us stand in the shade of trees we did not plant. And that's especially true of me and others. This building will be here long after all of us are gone. There'll be students training here. There'll be civil engineers who will come out of this school and go to work on behalf of Texas and all of the needs that she'll have at that point in time that none of us can even imagine today. And so thank you very much for those of you who made this happen. Thanks to the ones who had the vision to make it happen. But again, none of us have a clue the civil engineers who were trained here, learned here, come out of here, go somewhere else in the world, or maybe stay here in Texas to do great things on behalf of our citizenry and the folks of Country Valley and places around this world. I'd love to be able to see, 50 years in the future, this building's still going to be here, still training students, and where all those folks have gone as a result of this. So to the folks who made this happen, both financially, vision-wise, and just the community at large that supports this university in such a wonderful way, thank you so very, very much. It's good to be with you this afternoon. God bless each one of you.
But I think it would suffice to say that I am so happy to be in the city that I'm supposed to be in, at the university that I'm supposed to be at, and now in this new building that is being dedicated today. I think things happen for a reason, and it's pretty clear to me that I don't understand the reasons. But if you haven't figured it out today, I'm pretty darn happy to be here and pretty proud to be here representing this university. And this building is aptly named for a pioneering engineer of West Texas, Hunter Strain. And as it's been said, his legacy now is going to go beyond the roads that I would guess to say 99.97% of the people driving on don't realize that he built, and it's going to live on here at Angelo State. So just in case you were unclear about this, engineering is here to stay at Angelo State University. And it's been my immense pleasure to actually be part of the design and construction of this building. But as I tell all my students, there is not a single important engineering projects that are created by a person. They're all created by teams. And boy, we've had a great team to put this together. And there's so many people to thank for this great facility. You've heard a bunch of these kudos already, but I feel obliged to give my own. To Dr. May for the vision to bring engineering to Angelo State. To our anonymous donor for their willingness to fund the project. For Jamie Aiken, our development and her development staff for making all that work. For Craig Kinney and Kai and the design team at Kinney Frankie Architects for their brilliant design of this building. For Tyler Dugan and Jimmy McDonald, who are the superintendents for Western Builders that put this thing together. And for Cody Gwynns and the facility planning staff who did the management of the project. And for my faculty and staff who spent a heck of a lot of time in the last 6 months sourcing and identifying thousands of pieces of equipment so we could spend the donors' money properly. So it's been a real pleasure to be a part of this team effort, and I love to win like Dr. May loves to win, and I think we just won. So I'd like to thank all of those people for bringing this building to fruition into Angelo State University. So thank you all very much. So that list of thank yous, you could say, is like the usual suspects for those of you like Casablanca. But there's another group of people who almost never gets mentioned, and I feel compelled to talk about them for just a minute. It's not going to take long. There's an American humorist named Don Marquis who once said, if a man tells you he got rich through hard work, ask him whose. So in that vein, I would like to remember the group that spent the most time and the most effort and the most energy on this building, and that's the craftswomen and craftsmen who actually built it. To the plumbers, and the concrete finishers, and the steel fitters, and the glazers. I could go on and on. The carpenters, the HVAC mechanics. You're all really glad that they did their job today. And I think this reflects on Hunter Strain from what I've learned of him in this last 6 months, where I've had the opportunity to visit with his family and find all those really neat pictures that you'll find posted on the wall out there. Because my understanding that he was, this is a word you don't hear in West Texas too much, but in terms of taking care of his people, he was a progressive leader and a progressive boss and a progressive manager. And I'm sure that the reason that he was that way is because he knew how important those people were for him to get his job done and for the Strain brothers to have this huge impact on West Texas. So I'd like to give you last kudo to all those craftsmen and craftswomen who work every day to build America and build Texas. And they're an amazing group of people, and we way too often forget who they are. So, and that, I'll have to say that this is the last time you're going to be able to drink and eat in the lab.